Good morning, everyone. This is Mrs. Steele. It's Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. Things are still very confusing here. They are not letting us use our Blackboard Collaborate link that I put in the Blackboard classroom. Hopefully by next week we can do this on Blackboard all together. But for now, I am going to record this lesson for you, and then you all will go to Google Classroom and you will find the assignment in Google Classroom and complete it. Okay, so let me go to my lesson. So today's lesson is about order and sequence, secuencia. Okay, when we tell a story, when we talk about our day, we use words such as first, primero, second, segundo, next, luego, finally, finalmente. These words, these order words, or these sequence words, help us understand how things happen, in what order. So my first presentation was going to have me tell you all how the first week of distance learning was. For me, it was kind of bad because things were very confusing and I only did one class and then they shut things down and it's just been very confusing. So I'm hoping that we can make this become a little bit better for us. Okay, so it's a new week and I'm happy to see you, although I can't see you because I'm recording this. So this was going to be just a review of the buttons on Blackboard Collaborate that we will hopefully be using in the future. Okay, this is the microphone button. Okay, when it's red and has a line, that means it's off. During times that I am teaching, the microphone should be off. We hear things that are happening in your house, we hear strange noises, things like that. So just so everyone can focus on me and what I am teaching, everyone leaves their microphone off. Now, if I want to hear your voice or I ask you a question, I ask the question, Maria, why don't you say hello? Then, first, I call on you and ask you to say hello. Second, you click the microphone so that now it's on and you can be heard. Then you say hello. Last or finally, you turn your microphone back off so that it is muted, meaning quiet. Okay, so we use sequence words in this discussion. First, second, then, and last. I wanted to ask you about how your time away from school has been. So in order to chat, you will first click on this icon. Then you will see the chat box, which is this box here. And you can write, last week, I walked in the park. Last week, I played soccer. Last week, I watched TV. After you write your sentence or your question in the chat box, you press send, and then it shows up for everyone to see. Finally, you can read about what your classmates have been doing. So again, we have first, then, next, after that, finally, primero, luego, próximo, después de eso, finalmente. These are all sequence words that help us understand things in order. Understand a story you read in order. Understand a routine that you are describing. So when we are in Blackboard Collaborate, again, you can ask questions in the chat box. While I'm teaching, I will read your questions and I will try to answer them. When we are in Blackboard Collaborate in class, remember to keep your microphone off. If you have a question, you can write it in the chat box or you can raise your hand. If you are confused, please tell me. You can say, "Stop, Mrs. Thiel, I'm confused." And I will stop and you can ask your question. Now, today, I'm going to teach you about some language, some vocabulary of sequence and order, so that you can order objects, ideas, and events. We're going to be using language, vocabulary like first, second, next, then, finally. Why is this important? Because readers, speakers, and writers use sequence words to clarify the order of objects, ideas, and events. So as we go through this lesson and after the lesson, I want you to think, how do you plan and order your week? Or how do you plan and order your day? What do you do first? What do you do next? What do you do at the end, finally? So let's think about a story. First, we go to class. Then you brush your teeth. Finally, you wake up. Now really look carefully at this story. Does this make sense? Primero te vas a la clase. Luego limpias tus dientes. Finalmente, you wake up. Se despierte. Is that in order? Is that correct? Do you first go to class, then brush your teeth, and finally wake up? What do you think? Is that correct? Did that make sense? I'm going to say no. That didn't make sense at all. Correct. That does not make sense. Order and sequence words help the reader and listener know what happens. It helps you understand what you are reading. So in reality, we wake up first, next we brush our teeth, then we go to school. This is a good order. First, next, finally. So it's important to understand what these words mean. First, you wake up, then you brush your teeth, finally, you go to class. This is a correct order and sequence of events. Okay, so here I wanted to check and see how you are feeling, whether you understand, whether you're confused, or whether I should stop because you need help. So because I'm videotaping this, I have no way of knowing whether you're confused. I hope you're not. If you are, please, if we are in class, raise your hand or ask a question. or since I'm videoing this, you can send me an email and say you really don't understand, and I will try to help you. Okay, so here's some examples of words that we can use when we're sequencing events. Primero, segundo, luego, finalmente. First, second, next, last. Other examples of words you can use to show that something is at first, you can say to start, first of all, or initially. Okay? Para empezar, primero de todo, inicialmente. Second could be then, luego, secondly, enseguida, or siguiendo, following that. Next could be after that, subsequently. Last could be lastly or finally. So you all should be learning these words and what they mean and how to use them when you write and when you speak. So let's look at this. How to cook noodles or spaghetti. So here we have 4 pictures that are in order. We put water on the stove. We wait for it to boil. We add the spaghetti. We take out the water. And finally, we eat our meal. Which of these signal words or phrase best describes this part of the story? Would it be first, second, next, or last? The correct answer is last. Okay, this is the last thing that happens. Finally, lastly, we eat our food. Okay, so here's just another slide that shows you the words that you need to be learning. First, second, next, and last. So this week you will be practicing ordering and sequencing. You will find your assignment on my Google site and you will turn them in on my Google Classroom. I also have office hours. I don't know whether we are going to be able to be on Blackboard Collaborate this week. So if you have a question, please send me an email. I will respond to your question. So, what does online learning look like? Let's use some of our sequence words. First, you go to my Blackboard class. Then, you press the button to enter my Blackboard Collaborate session. Next, you will work with me and our class online. Hopefully, if this works, we can get together and work together again. Following that, you will work independently on assignments posted on my Google site and Google Classroom. After that, if you have questions, you can visit me during my office hours or send me an email. Lastly, please remember to turn in your homework and email me if you need help. First, then, next, following that, after that, lastly. Those are all sequence words. So let's just double check. Where will you find your homework? We're going to go to my distance learning site in a moment. This week is distance learning week 2. So you're going to click on distance learning week 2. You should have an assignment in your Google Classroom titled routine homework. When is your homework due? You must turn in your homework by Friday at 5 p.m. If you're confused or you need help, what should you do? You email me or you come to my office hours in Google and Blackboard Collaborate. We'll go back to this in just a second. So we're going to think about this week how you organize your time. When will you wake up? When will you eat? When will you do schoolwork? And when will you have free time? And what order will you do it? First, you wake up, then you eat. After that, you do schoolwork. And finally, you have free time to watch TV or play soccer. So for your homework for this week, you are going to do the Google Slides assignment called routine homework, and you're going to turn it in by Friday. Then you're going to think about your day. What will you do? When will you eat? When will you clean? When will you do your classwork? What else will you do? Finally, I want you to create a Flipgrid. Please tell me about your day. On your Flipgrid, I've posted one video telling you about my morning. Or if you don't want to use Flipgrid, you can write 5 sentences describing your daily routine and email it to me. Use your sequencing words. First, then, next, finally. Be creative. Okay, I want to show you where your homework will be. So if you click on this link, you're going to go to my distance learning site. Okay, then you go to distance learning week 2. So on this page, I have a couple of videos that you can watch. And then I have your homework here. Due on Friday by 5 o'clock, you're going to do your assignment in Google Slides called routine homework. And you're going to turn it in. Then you're going to send me on Flipgrid, going to send me a video telling me a few things about your routine. So let's go to Google Classroom. Again, we want to watch these videos. Okay, we'll turn this one on. Okay, so that gives you a really good picture, a little video about how she goes through her day, what she does first, what she does next, what time she does everything. There's another video that I'm not going to show you right now, but this has another, some more English vocabulary about the daily routines, some of the verbs you can use. I wake up, I take a shower, I get dressed, I have breakfast. So this is a really good video to watch to learn some vocabulary. Now, back to your homework. We're going to go to Google Classroom to find where your homework is. In Google Classroom, you should see an announcement that says you have a new assignment, daily routine, or rutina diaria. So we're going to go to classwork, and you should see this classwork at the very top. So I'm just going to go to, this is a copy of your daily routine homework. So what I did is the first page has vocabulary that you need to learn. So if you look down at the bottom, you have A, wake up, despertarse. So you go up here and he is waking up. B says get up, levantarse. Okay, so each of these pictures has a little letter, and down at the bottom you can see what's happening. You can learn the vocabulary. So these are words that I want you to learn. On the next page, in your own Google slide presentation, you are going to translate the words and phrases. So in Spanish, for the majority of you, or for V, you're going to write this maybe in Vietnamese. So you're going to type in the translation, right? Wake up in Spanish is despertarse. Despertarse. Okay? And V, you're going to write it in your language. And then you're going to do that for every single one. Where do you find these words? You find them on the previous page. This is the vocabulary that you're going to be translating on these 3 pages. So you don't need to use Google Translate. You're going to look at the vocabulary here. And all you're doing is you're writing your translation on the right-hand side. So there are 3 pages. I believe there's about 20 words. Leave work, clean the house, exercise, watch TV, go to sleep. So on these 3 pages, you are going to be writing, translate these words and phrases. This is part of your homework. Next, you're going to look at this man. His name is John. His daily routine is in 6 images here. At 6 o'clock, he wakes up. 6:15, it looks like he's eating. 6:30, he's showering. 6:45, get dressed. 7 o'clock, drive to work. Finally, at 7:30, he's working. So again, you're going to complete these sentences. If there's a blank, you're going to fill it in with the answer. John wakes up at what time? 6 o'clock a.m. Now at 6:15, what is John doing? John eats breakfast at 6:15. At 6:30, what is he doing? We look over here at our picture. 6:30, he takes a shower at 6:30. Okay? And then you're going to look here at 6:45. You look at the image. If you can't remember what the word is, para vestirse, right? We're going to go back up to our page and we're going to find where he gets dressed. Okay, that's letter D. So we look at the image. Letter D, get dressed. Okay, so all of your answers are going to be on these 2 pages. And so you complete this page. Now we have the Lopez family. Let's talk about their daily routine. This is all in order. So this is what they do first, next, after that, later, and finally. Over here are the phrases you're going to use. All you have to do is put them in order and add sequence words. So the directions on the next page, you're going to use these phrases and some of the sequence words we talked about to describe their daily routine. Vas a usar estas frases para describir la rutina de esta familia en orden. So number 1, eso es la primera cosa. This is the first thing they do. We need to find what they're doing over here. Okay, so this is cuando entran en la casa después de escuela, quizás. Okay, so after school, they come home. So first, they come home. Then, they do this. She is cleaning. They are cooking dinner. So then, they clean and cook dinner. So all of your phrases are here. You need to put them in order. So this is where you're going to write it. First, the Lopez family comes home. Next, they clean and cook dinner. Okay, so where the lines are, you are going to write in what they are doing. All from this page. You're going to use these phrases and these pictures to describe what they do. First, next, then, after that, then, and finally. And that is it for this part of your homework. Okay, now, if we go back to, so you're going to complete this page, this homework, and then you're going to turn it in. It's due on Friday. So complete this page and turn it in. Everything you need to complete this is right here. Okay, the images, the phrases. Okay, and then obviously always go back up here, and here's where your vocabulary is. Okay. Down here, you can see all of the vocabulary is here. Okay, so that is your Google Classroom slides, the routine homework. If you remember, I also want you to go to Flipgrid. So you always log in with Google. Hey, my daily routine. So I have done my video. I will play it for you.
Hi, everyone. I'm very disappointed that no one has done any Flipgrid videos, so I'm hoping that you do them this week. I'm going to give you an example of the kind of video that you can do. This week we are talking about daily routines. So we're going to give you some words that you can use when you're describing what you do during the day. So I'm going to give you what I do in the morning before 8:30 or so. Okay? So, sorry. Mornings with Mrs. Field. First, here's one of the sequence words. First, I wake up and say, amen. Then, I brush my teeth. Next, I feed the goats with my children. After that, I eat breakfast. I start working and tell me about your day.
Okay, so there's my flip grid. I want you all to tell me about your day. You're going to click this green plus symbol and you'll make a quick video. Tell me about your day. Use your sequence words. What do you do first? What do you do next? Okay, write it down before you speak to make it easier, and you can read to me what you write. I really want to see your smiling faces and hear your voices, so I hope you will do some flip grids. Okay, so here's the Week 2 distance learning site. This is where you're going to find everything. Okay, distance learning week 2. If you need a translation in Spanish of the homework, it's right here under translations. Okay, so distance learning week 2. I want you to also watch this video. It has a lot of good vocabulary in it. Oops, sorry. Okay, so watch this video and learn the vocabulary. Okay, if you are confused, please send me an email. I will do my best to help you. Okay, I think that's it for today. Please get online, go to my distance learning site, and do some homework. You need to practice your English. If you have a question, send me an email, please. Okay, I hope everyone is doing well. I miss you all. I love you all. Take care of yourself. Be safe. And I am here for you when you need me. Send me an email.